There's a bloke at bottom. There's a bloke at
Morning,
bottom.
Chris. Morning, Doug.
Recording.
Trying to thumb a
Yeah.
lip.
Yeah, just 2 seconds. Ian, all right, yeah. So we're all getting ready. So this week we're reverting back to something similar to what we normally
Morning,
do.
Ron.
I'll wait for Ron to come on.
Morning.
Morning, Ron.
Morning,
Ron.
So for this week, we'll be starting off with Lol's News of the Week.
Is Keith in a Chinese laundry?
And Susan, could you put your wig back on?
No. Two for cleaning.
I'm sorry, it's got to be done. And so there'll be Lol's News of the Week, and then Paul's going to tell us about Britain's greatest ever sportsman. And then hopefully we've got time for a quiz and whatever else. But
Just bear with me. Telephone.
But the big news for everybody is I managed to find Dave, who's listed as Susan, but that's his. I think that's his Sunday name.
Yes.
Hello, Ed.
And
Hello. I'm all right. I'm on computer at the moment. I'm having a talk to the lads.
Hang on.
Sorry about this. I've just got Ed on the phone.
Right.
Hello,
Yeah,
Ed.
would you like to shout hello to Ed?
Hello, Ed.
Hello, Ed.
Hello, Ed.
Morning.
Hello, Ed.
Yeah, he heard that. Says thank you, boys.
Good old
So
Ed.
I'll phone you later, Ed, if you don't mind. I've been trapped in this mad alternate universe, and as soon as I get out, I'll phone you. Okay, talk to you soon, mate. Yeah, so long.
Keith, it's Chris. Keith,
Yes, Chris.
I think Steve Worsley's joined us.
He has, but he hasn't got his video on.
Ah,
All right. How do I do that?
he's asking how you do it.
Right. One of the things when you were signing in might have said join with video. So you might have to go out and then go back in again.
I'm not, my video's not. It's all right, my technical advisor's coming too. And you know who that is, Chris?
I know who that is. Anyway, good to have you on the call, Steve.
Steve, can you move your cursor over your screen and it'll show a menu bar at the bottom?
He's there. He's
Well
there.
Yeah. Good morning.
Right. Good
Oh.
morning. Hello, Steve. Just
Morning,
to explain, Steve is a friend of Chris's who's got he's a member of Yorkshire County Cricket of God's own country. Is that correct, Steve? Yeah.
That's
So
correct.
just to make sure that everybody's aware of what ground rules we try and do is, if you want to ask a question, please put your hand up like that, and I'll try and notice each and every time and stop everybody else and say Steve or Big Paul or whoever wants to ask the question. Okay. So just to run through, today we're going to start off with Lol's News of the Week. We're then going to go on to Paul the Biscuit, talking about Britain's greatest ever sportsman. And then we'll go into maybe one or two quizzes or whatever we want to talk about. Now, before we start, one big piece of news is we've got a coming on again next week. And fortunately, Chris, on his road lives Chesterfield's captain. He's agreed to come and do a Zoom session with us next week. So it'll be a different perspective because he's a lot younger than what Chris Turner was. I think he's 28, something along that. And his career has mainly been in non-league. So we'll get a different perspective of football from him entirely. So that's what's coming next week. Is that okay with everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you happy, John?
Yeah, this is my happy
Yeah.
face.
I'm next to him.
Right.
That's euphoric
So,
if you're a Wednesdayite.
Seven Unitedites on today. Eh?
How many?
Steve, we
Seven.
need to ask an important question, Steve. Do you support the football team?
Well, I'm not much of a football supporter these days, but I used to be in my teenagers. I was a big Leeds supporter.
Oh dear.
What would that leave?
Can somebody shoot him?
Said the wrong thing there.
He's never mentioned that to me, honestly. He's never
Chris,
mentioned
you've got a lot
that
to
to me.
answer for.
I'm not guilty, not guilty.
We lost two of our greatest players this last couple of weeks, so you know.
Yeah.
In respect for you, I'll not tell you what I thought of one of them. Yeah.
Steve, just to explain, you might hear whenever Leeds gets mentioned, the word dirty always gets mentioned in front of it. So it's always Dirty Leeds. And
That's clean version. By something
in
else.
whatever context it is, it's always Dirty Leeds. So I hope you'll forgive us.
It could get even worse because as a kid, the only football matches that I actually went to was especially friends made and his family, his dad and his two brothers, and they were Rotherham supporters.
Yeah,
Rotherham.
Steve, I don't know about for the rest of you, but the sound on from
I
Steve
can't
is
hear him at all.
right.
Breaking up.
I think he's sat on his mic, or either that or he's talking through his backside.
Can
Sorry.
you hear us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. All right. We'll crack on then. So, Lol, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much.
Clean it.
Well, anybody on sleeping pills might not need them after today. Now, I've got a lot of news today, excuse me. But first of all, the first item is non-sport related. It's an item that's coming out of Paris. Apparently, there was a big fire, as we all know, in the big cathedral there last April. The work on the renovation has been put on hold. And the inspection team has gone in while it's been on hold and been searching around to see how the renovations are going. Now, they came near the bell tower across an old metal box, rusted, all distorted with the heat of the flames, charred. And on prizing open the box, they found inside a half-eaten apple, 3 or 4 orange segments, a few broken biscuits, and a half-eaten bar of chocolate. The church officials are very pleased to announce that after all these years, they have finally found the remains of the lunch pack.
Lunch pack of Notre Dame.
Blame John, because he encourages me with these silly stories.
Oh, no, I don't.
Oh.
Look out behind you.
Right.
Anyway, we'll get on with it. The first item.
Well,
Hello?
wait a minute. Let me just stop you a moment. The new arrival.
Yep.
Is one of my neighbours, Dave,
Hello, Dave.
to come along to sporting memories for a while. So you'll all be glad to know that he is a mad Sheffield United fan.
You're very welcome.
Yeah.
Dave Redford, what can we do? What can we do?
So
David, you're outnumbered, John.
Yeah.
Very well.
So Dave, as well, he formerly worked for the bank, and he also helps me with the local football league that I help run as well. So
Can I just point out that I can see all the frontal lobotomy scars of you Unitedites.
Right. So, Dave, we'll pass back to Lol. He's doing the news of the week after that terrible joke he's just done.
Blame John.
Well, good.
The first item, pigeon racing. It's the first sport to resume in England after lockdown. Yesterday, Barnsley Federation of Racing Pigeons released 4,465 birds from a park in Kettering at 10 o'clock yesterday morning for them to fly back to the 90 miles towards Barnsley. Organiser John Greenshield expected his 35 pigeons to start arriving at his allotment in Hemsworth about 2 hours later. Now that's averaging 45 miles an hour, which is faster than Keith's car. Cycling. British cyclist Eleanor Backstead broke her leg in a crash while training. The Welsh 18-year-old, based in Belgium, suffered a spiral fracture of the tibia just over a week ago. Last year, she won bronze at the 2019 Road World Championships, and this year was to be her debut season on the Women's World Tour. Little bit on darts. The World Cup of Darts is now rescheduled for the 6th to the 8th of November to be played in Graz in Austria. Little bit on tennis. Andy Murray is to play in a tournament organised by brother Jamie for NHS charities. The Battle of the Brits will take place behind closed doors in Roehampton on June the 23rd to the 28th. Now, Roger Federer is the world's highest paid athlete for 2020, according to the annual Forbes list.
Even more than Paul the Biscuit.
Pardon?
Even more than Paul the Biscuit.
I eat all my profits.
The 20 times Grand Slam winner, Federer moves up 4 places after earning £86.3 million for the last 12 months. Cristiano Ronaldo is second with 85.3 million, while Lionel Messi, he drops down from first to third on 84.5 million.
How
Lionel.
did they manage?
Incredible money, isn't it?
How are they going to manage?
Bit on snooker. Now, that resumed yesterday with a Championship League event behind closed doors at the Marshall Arena in Milton Keynes. All players, staff and contractors are tested before entry to the venue and kept in isolation until the results are known. All players require a negative test result to be eligible to play in the event. There are no cameramen, just static cameras. So the only 2 players and the referee will be at the arena around the table. But anybody who's interested, it is being shown live every day this week on ITV4 from 10 to 3 till 11 o'clock at night. Any comments? No?
No?
Yeah, should pack them
Oh,
in.
you've snookered me.
Golf. Now, last time I mentioned about the news, there was a charity match, Rory McIlroy, when he won £4 million for charity. Well, a week later, Tiger Woods and Peyton Manning, they beat Phil Mickelson and Tom Brady in a charity match, and that raised $20 million or £16 million for coronavirus relief efforts in the United States. So that's a good effort. Now, Rory McIlroy believes this year's Ryder Cup will be postponed until next year. He's one of a number of players who previously called for the biennial event between Europe and the United States not to be played if spectators are not able to attend. The event is due to be played at Whistling Straits in Wisconsin on the 25th to the 27th of September. Little bit on athletics. Now, Dame Jessica Ennis-Hill says she feels honoured and proud after her heptathlon triumph at the London Olympics in 2012 won her the best British woman's sporting moment in a BBC poll. She got over 25% of the votes. Second place went to the Team GB winning the Olympic hockey gold at the Rio in 2016 in a nail-biting penalty shootout against the Netherlands. Formula One. As part of a series of measures aimed at reducing costs and levelling the field, all Formula One teams have agreed a cost-cutting package starting next season. They have accepted a plan to lower the budget cap next year. It will reduce again the following year and even further for the period 2023 to 5. One Formula team, Williams, is struggling after losing £13 million last year and is now up for sale. Anybody interested?
I think it's gone.
Yeah. What about a consortium, lads?
Yeah, I've got 10 pence spare.
We'll go in with Roger Federer.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll bid
Can I-
5.
Yeah, let me just stop you a second.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Mother.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Glenn, we can't see you.
Can't see who.
Glenn at the bottom.
Oh, I see you. Yeah.
Can you hear me, Glenn? I'll ring him up while we're going on. So, carry on.
Carry on with Formula One. Now, Austria's government has approved hosting the opening 2 races behind closed doors on the 5th and the 12th of July at the Red Bull Ring in Spielberg. If successful, the Formula One could continue the following week, the 19th of July, in Budapest, Hungary. Silverstone has also been given the go-ahead by the government for the 2 races later this summer behind closed doors.
Hey, Glenn.
Big Paul.
All participants will be exempted from the 14-day quarantine requirement on visitors from abroad. They will still be tested and held in isolation until found.
All right, no
to
problem.
have-
All right.
Right.
By the way, next week, Glenn, we've got.
Wouldn't it be an idea to make your phone call away from the screen, Keith?
Yes, sorry.
Mhm.
I'll
See
go
the
over that
shirts now.
Go over that last bit about the Formula One. I was distracted by Keith. All participants of this year's Silverstone Grand Prix will be exempted from the 14-day quarantine requirement on visitors from abroad. They will still be tested, and anyone found to have the virus will not be allowed to take part in the race. Rugby Union. Now, Murrayfield is a front runner to stage a home British and Irish Lions test against Japan before next year's tour of South Africa. Penciled in for Saturday, the 26th of June next year, it will be the first Lions home test since a draw against Argentina in Cardiff 15 years ago. Remember that, Ian?
Yes, I do, actually.
15 years since a test.
A home test, not a test.
Yeah, home test.
You know. Oh.
Now, horse racing, that resumed yesterday at Newcastle with a maximum of 12 runners in a race and all jockeys wearing masks. Now, Zodiac Akos at 22-1, trained by Roger Fell and ridden by Jimmy Sullivan, created history as the first winner on a British horse racing meeting after a 76-day break. Cricket.
Noel, can I come in?
Yeah.
They were also racing at Deauville, and Sky were covering both venues. And within consecutive races, with about 5 minutes difference, there were 2 almost dead heats. Call it bobbing when you win by a nose. You know, the horses are doing this sort of business, and just past the post. I think it was about the 3rd race in Newcastle. About 5 minutes later, a similar race at Deauville. I've got to say, I don't think Sky's coverage is as good as ITV or Channel 4's. But it was interesting to see the race. I don't know if anybody else saw it.
No. Where was that second meeting, Ian?
Deauville in France. Deauville. Deauville. I think it's on the Normandy coast.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
I think also, unfortunately, one of the horses died
racers
Yes.
stumbled and had to be put down. So a sad
Oh,
start
dear.
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a flat
So be
race as
careful,
well.
Keith.
Right, cricket. Now, cricket has finally been played in the British Isles with a T20 match at the KGV ground in Castell, Guernsey. The exhibition game raised money for the COVID-19 appeal, with over 84,000 viewers watching a live stream on YouTube. Anybody watch it? Chris, in a cricket buff?
Uh,
Or didn't you know it was on?
nil interest.
What's Chris
Sorry.
holding up?
I have to be honest, no interest. Sorry.
No interest.
No interest.
Domestic cricket in England is due to start, or was due to start, on the 12th of April, postponed to the 28th of May, then the 1st of July, and it's even been put further back now to the 1st of August, at least, before they'll think about playing. West Indies have agreed to tour England for 3 tests in principle. Their players and their staff will take a 50% pay cut for the tour. And in the next few days, the ECB is expected to announce a revamped summer schedule for the cricket. Now, Surrey, whose oval ground has a capacity of 25,500, hope to play cricket in front of a maximum 6,000 fans, and are looking into how those fans can be safely accommodated when the games are in play and they can be social distance.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute, all. I think the thing that the authorities are missing with all this is, yeah, they can accommodate 6,000 in the ground socially distanced, but how do they get to the ground and how do they get away from the grounds? It'll be on transport, a lot of them, and social distancing won't be that easy on public transport. So I'm very sceptical of them people saying that they'll allow. They've even mentioned 20,000 at Wembley for the FA Cup final. They say the stadiums can accommodate them. It's the infrastructure to and from the grounds that might not be able to accommodate.
It's the end of the match when it gets worse, because they all pack together, don't they? At the beginning, they're all just drifting dribs and drabs before the kick-off.
Yeah, you better wear a mask at Wembley, Keith.
Yes.
I'm just going to ask.
You'll be there. You'll be there.
I look like the Lone Ranger.
Poncho's horse.
Can I just?
Okay to carry on?
Yep.
Final item: football. Now, the Premier League is to restart after a 100-day absence on Wednesday, the 17th of June. 4 teams who all have a game in hand will play that day. Aston Villa v United and Man City v Arsenal. On the following weekend, there will be a full fixture list in the Premiership. Now, Premier League executive Richard Masters expects a decision to be made on neutral venues in the next week or so, hoping that all games can be played on their own the home team's ground. But the police have earmarked several fixtures they believe should be played on neutral stadiums for health and safety reasons. One of these games earmarked for neutral ground is Manchester United versus Sheffield United. Now, they're also working towards using VAR in all the remaining 92 games. If not in a hub, then somehow in a remote situation. Brendan Rodgers, he admits he had the virus in March to become the second Premier League manager to have had the virus, alongside Arsenal's Mikel Arteta. A bit of news for John, as you all know. The Championship season is set to resume on the 20th of June after a 3-month suspension. The EFL said the date is provisional, subject to all safety requirements and government guidance being met. 108 matches remain, plus playoff semi-finals and the final. But apparently there was absolutely no consultation on the matter with clubs in the Championship, and they only got to know of the news about the startup just before it came out last Sunday night about 9 o'clock.
Disgusting.
A little bit of foreign news. Poland's forward, Robert Lewandowski, scored his 43rd goal in all competitions this campaign as Bayern Munich thrashed Fortuna Düsseldorf 5-0 to equal his most prolific season. He has now scored against every team in the top Bundesliga. England's Jadon Sancho, he scored his first career hat-trick as Borussia Dortmund won 6-1 away at Paderborn. But they still trail Bayern Munich by 7 points. I think that's a foregone conclusion who's going to win that. And finally, Fleetwood manager Joey Barton, his trial was due to start yesterday for assaulting the then Barnsley manager David Stendhal. But that has now been put back 1 year to next May or June, when he will be up for trial.
Guilty.
That's it. That's got a bit confused.
Yeah.
Yeah, they put it back a year.
There's no,
He doesn't want it
there's
to
no
interfere
cases in
with
the
football
magistrate
season.
courts at all.
It's just so it doesn't interfere with the football season, John.
Bring back
It's a
hanging.
close season. If people get a
Guillotine.
crime, can't wait for you to 6 months if you're doing something, can they?
Yeah.
Well,
Just a minute. Ian's got a comment to make.
Thanks. Just go back to the Bundesliga, Lol. I don't know if you picked it up as well, but because they've got no crowds there, almost, closed doors, there are apparently, statistically, there are more away wins than there have been in the past. Did you pick that up?
Yeah.
Well, one final item about the Bundesliga. Borussia Mönchengladbach, they had about nearly 13,000 cardboard cutouts in their home ground against when they lost at home to Bayer Leverkusen 1-3. And the cutouts come from a campaign called Stay at Home, Be in the Stands. Now each fan pays €19. They send their facial photograph up to the club. They superimpose that photograph onto a cardboard cutout and put it in the ground.
Yeah, we sometimes have 11 off pitch.
They can also pay €19 to have their photograph superimposed on a cutout on the away end. So, and it's all going to charity, I believe.
Brilliant. That's a
Glenn,
good.
hello Glenn, good morning.
Glenn.
Yeah.
So,
Or is it Ernest Hemingway?
It's Ernest Hemingway. Let me just stop you there. Paul the Biscuit's got a question.
No, it was just a comment about the fact that there seem to be more away wins in the Bundesliga as a result of behind closed doors. I think it might be quite a small sample, that.
Right.
Yeah.
Thanks, Paul.
Yeah.
I just picked it up in a.
Yeah. It is one of the things that they're quite aware of, I think.
Yeah.
That is
That's
possible.
20.
Yeah.
So, anybody got any further questions about what Lol's been rabbiting on about this time?
Not a clue. Could I? Yeah. Hello.
Yeah. Chris?
I'd like to ask Steve Worsley, what his latest information is from Yorkshire about the professional game and resumption, and whether there's any chance of actually seeing any play, because he would know. I think the group might learn something from Steve's comment, if Steve's with us.
The problem is we can't. Sorry, we can't hear him.
All right. Okay.
I'm sorry, Steve. We can't hear you.
I think, Keith, it depends which microphone he's got selected on his laptop. It may not be picking up his laptop microphone.
Right.
I've got it on my
Sounds like wheel tappers and shunters.
It's only tablets.
What's wrong, what, Dave?
Not Norman Collier, is it?
Just stop. Sorry. We can see his technical advisor here.
No, it's technical.
This is really BBC.
NASA, we have a problem.
Yes, Dave. Yes.
That's got it.
We got it.
Dave? Yes, Dave.
Just to go back to the comment about cardboard cutouts. Not so much cardboard cutouts in South Korea. Club have got fined for using sex dolls in the background.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that when season restarts, I get one sitting next to me.
Yeah.
It'll be me,
I thought you'd be. Aren't you taking yours?
You might get
No,
a
that's
mail
private, between me and my bedroom.
We are recording this. We could go viral.
Right. Steve, would you like to say something, Steve?
Well, Oxford not actually said much to us.
No.
No, can't hear.
No, can't hear.
Right.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll
Send us a
try
letter.
a different
All right. What I'll do, Steve, is if you give me a call after we've finished the whole thing, I'll maybe talk you through. It might be one of your settings that's.
We could extend the break, Keith. Give you 5 minutes rather than just immediately resume.
I've got my own phone going. I'm sorry.
Like comic opera, isn't it?
Yeah. Do you want to start then, Paul?
Well, there's only 4 minutes left on this meeting time, so it might be worth
Oh,
leaving.
well, yeah. Anybody got a quiz question then?
Quiz question.
Who's got a quiz?
Quiz
I've
question,
got a
anybody?
couple of quiz questions.
Go on,
Go on then, Ron.
I've got a couple. Right. When was the last replayed FA Cup final?
Was it Manchester United, Brighton? Oh no,
Nope.
Wednesday versus Arsenal.
Arsenal Wednesday.
I tried to forget that.
Chris Woods. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, I wish we'd have had Chris Turner in goal.
Right. Another one for you. Who's the only player to have scored 4 goals in a European Cup final?
In a European Cup final? Di Stefano?
Yeah.
Go.
No.
I think it's more recent, isn't it, Ron?
No.
Oh.
No. John isn't far away.
John Charles.
Puskas then?
No. No.
In the final.
Go on, you're not far away. Who was in the forward line with Di Stefano?
Puskas.
Only used his Puskas. Only used his right foot to stand on.
What, Puskas?
One last one.
That's what I said, second.
Yeah, it was left-footed,
What's
wasn't
the
it?
other Pushkas, John?
Which
the other one.
sides
Oh, yeah.
played the most?
Yeah.
Which sides played the most European Cup finals without winning? Hang on, I've got to look at the answer to that one.
Without winning. Benfica?
No,
They
they
haven't won though.
No.
They did win.
Borussia Dortmund.
No.
Atletico Madrid.
Are they
Yes.
Italian? Oh, Atletico.
Atletico Madrid. I think they've played 3 finals, meaning 3 finals and never won.
Which
Subsidiary question.
Hang on,
Who's
hang
lost
on.
the most finals?
Which what?
Lost the most.
Who's lost the most European Cup finals?
Well, I'll go back to Benfica then.
No.
Liverpool have lost 2.
The old lady.
Who?
The old lady. Give you a clue.
Juventus.
Juventus. There are a few questions to absorb a bit of time.
Yeah.
A
Thank you,
similar-
Ron.
A similar question: which team has lost the most FA Cup finals without ever winning?
Without
Leicester.
ever winning. Leicester.
Leicester.
Yeah, 1947, 61, 63,
Yeah.
69.
Mm.
Right.
Who's lost the most FA Cup finals overall?
Is it Man United?
No,
Arsenal?
no,
Villa?
Corinthians.
no, no. They're
Eton.
still playing. They're still a Premier League side.
Oh, still a Premier League side.
Tottenham.
They're still a Premier League side.
Chelsea.
West Ham.
No,
Everton?
no. Everton. Everton have
66.
lost more FA Cup finals than any other team.
They didn't lose
Unfortunately,
when
there
it
was
counted,
one they
though,
didn't
did they?
lose.
Right, okay, everyone. We've got less than a minute to go, so I'm going to end this one and we'll restart straight away. All right.
Right.
Okay.
Give us a chance to get a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
5 minutes, yeah.